Welcome, everybody. We are here today with Anna Gronlund. Um, Before that, I always like to check because we are such an international, diverse company. Can you help me pronounce your name, especially your last name? How would it sound if somebody from where you grew up, like, call you?
Oh, I have like a round thing with the sound, so I hear you two times. Just
Oh,
say, yeah.
that's odd. Uh,
Now I hear myself two times too.
okay. Maybe turn off your. Maybe there's a setting somewhere.
Oh,
Sound check.
oh
Uh-oh.
no. Press
Is it
here.
the headphones you're wearing? What's up? Everybody hears me fine.
Okay, let's try. I'll see if I can just mind my own business. I'm
Mind
not
your own
sure. I'll
business.
try without them. Just a second.
Sweden Arm Wrestling Television. Well, hello. Welcome.
Try like this.
Dude, what the heck is this guy? I can't tell if this guy's a troll. Oh.
Let's do it. Can you hear me?
Yeah?
Good.
Yep. Hit the
And I
thumbs like, guys.
don't-
All right.
Yes.
Is it
Woohoo!
great now? All right, perfect. So,
What did you ask? Sorry.
like, how do we pronounce your full name from
So,
where you're from?
my last name is Grönlund. It's a Swedish Ö. It's an O with two dots over. So it's Grönlund. And I know for most people,
Gronlund.
it's really weird.
Gronlund.
Grönlund. Yes.
Okay. Well, forgive me if I pronounce it wrong.
It's okay.
Everybody calls me Tan. Like, that's my last name.
Yeah.
Dr. Tan. But from where I'm from, it's called Tan.
Yeah. I would assume it's short because it's Asian, like Tan, you know?
Yeah, Dr. Tan. Right? But it's okay. I don't really mind it. There's no disrespect there because,
No.
nobody knows this, right? And for everybody, BK. Okay, what's BK? So my full name is actually Dexter Tan Boon King. So
Ooh.
right, okay. So from where I'm from, technically most people only have the Chinese component part of thing. So if I was born in China, it would be Tan Boon King. Okay, Tan is kind of like the tribal. It's not even a tribal name. It's like the ancestral name. And then Boon is where all my brothers have Boon, right? So every brother is Tan Boon something, and King is kind of like my first name in China, right? So matter of fact, Tan is a character that it's actually written in Chinese, but they can read it in many different dialects. So if it's in Cantonese, you guys would know this. It's called Chan. So like Jackie Chan. So I have the same like ancestral name as like Jackie Chan.
But
Dexter was because my dad watched. Sorry?
do you inherit your name from your mother or your father, like your last name?
Father.
Your father. Yeah.
So my father's name is Tan as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Dexter was a movie, I think in the 80s or 70s. I can't remember. My dad liked the movie. I think it's called Dynasty. And there was a character named Dexter. So he I gotta put him in Dexter. So I'm a weird one. So that's why I have such a longer name. But there is that small little history. And for like everything else, today Anna has supplied me with a plethora of very, very fun pictures to tell me a little bit more of her background. So, without further, well, that was long before. Yeah, Dexter's Lab. I always enjoyed that movie. No, sorry, that cartoon animation. Uh, have you watched that, Anna?
No.
Dexter's
When you said
Laboratory.
Dynasty, I had a very good flashback to the 80s because there was a TV series called Dynasty, at least on Swedish television. I don't remember like the head people in this one, but I remember the TV series that was called Dynasty.
Yeah,
I'm that old.
Dynasty. I think Lights of yeah. So Anna, okay. Well, also maybe before I start going back into a background, I want to say first and foremost, thank you for coming on the show. Anna is an extremely busy person because she helps out with East versus West and King of Table, EVW Sports now, with a lot of different things, right? Remotely, she helps us organize hotel rooms. She helps us organize all the flight tickets for athletes and staff members. And then in person, she does everything from handling the merch, from handling the helping the athletes with whatever they need, airport uh, pickups, and obviously, there's no way she could do it alone. And she has a very capable and very, very nice partner, uh, TB. As a matter of fact, I don't know TB's full name. Is that a nickname?
His full name is actually Tiberio, like the emperor.
Tiblerio.
Yeah.
Tiblerio. Ooh, very cool name. Very fun.
Tiberio. So it's a very it's an ancient name, Tiberio.
Tiberio. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Anna does a lot of that while she has a day job as well.
Yeah.
So maybe before that, can you tell me what do you do for your day job?
What do I do for a living? That's the question. I work as an engagement manager in a really, really big IT company, one of the biggest one in the world at what they do. I implement software and hardware for a living for really big rental companies that rent out construction machines. So I actually project lead for a living, and that I think is also why it's easy for me to help you at EVW, because I'm used to leading people forward and making sure you meet the deadlines, Dexter.
We will meet deadlines. Yeah, no, she keeps me in track. Sometimes I kind of get lost. Robert and I get lost on everything else happening in the world. She steps in and she reins in. So, well, let's do this. Who's this young lady?
Oh my God. I think I'm around 17 here. I was very much into bodybuilding back then. I did bodybuilding shows back then too.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really see it here. I'm not in the best of shape. I think this picture is from Turkey. One of my first out of the country holidays as a young girl, together with my back then partner. I was very much into bodybuilding, but it's such a long time ago. It's over 30 years ago.
So you enjoyed bodybuilding at a very young age.
Yeah, I started doing bodybuilding when I was 13. I used to do dance before that, but I don't have the physical appearance that would probably fit for a ballerina. And I kind of realized that, and I decided I still wanted to do a sport. And I've never been into any kind of ball sport at all. I'm not interested in hockey or football or tennis or whatever, like nothing where you chase the ball. So bodybuilding was a natural choice for me. It was like following up on dancing and doing gymnastics.
Ah. Yeah. Yes, we will answer the question momentarily. GB19. We will lead into that. Great. Bodybuilding. Next. What is this picture all about?
Oh, this is from my prom, because we do have prom in Sweden too. But it's only once, and it's when you stop gymnasium when you're around 18, 19. It's one of my very good friends in the background. It's a girl that I've known since I was very, very young. We went to school together and we are still friends. Her name is Emma. And I remember I was struggling a bit because I was back then really broad-shouldered already, and it was hard to find a dress that would fit my shoulders.
Oh, is it like you and your best friend wore the same dress, or is this a uniform?
No, it's actually, we wore a similar dress. They're very similar because we didn't have a date for the prom. And then one guy stepped up and said he wanted to invite us both. So we said, okay, And then we chose a dress with like similar colors so he could match us. So you can see him a little bit to the left. He has like a tie that's actually matching our dresses.
Oh yeah, I can briefly see it on the collar of his neck.
But it's also a very long time ago. You can see I have dark hair and I look very different.
Oh yeah. Oh. Well, so wait. That's your current hair, is that bleached? Or
yes, it's not my color. This is my natural color that's in this picture. I'm very dark haired. I'm also quite dark skinned. I have like olive colored skin, so I tan quite nicely, but I hide it.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, that's a pretty nice dress. And what about this picture? Oh, this picture should go first, but
I'm around 2 to 3 years old. I'm actually in the middle or north part of Sweden, and this is my grandfather, my mother's father. He was an amazing person. He was born in the very early 1900s, and he was, as a kid, in an accident where he had one of his legs in a cast for way too long, which was very common back then. So one of his legs grew much longer. So he walked with a really big limp if he didn't have an extension on his shoe. And I spent a lot of time with my grandfather. He teach me how to knit and how to do carpentry. And he was he's a very active and thrifty man when he was alive. And he also carried me everywhere because I was very small for a very long time. I'm not anymore, but I was very small.
Very small for a very long time. Wow. Bet he was surprised when you grew up.
Yeah, I think that it really didn't grow into my body until my mid-20s somewhere. I was small and scrawny for a very long time, and also quite underweight when I was a teenager. And here we go. This is one of my first bodybuilding shows. I'm actually 17 in this picture. It's the fall after the picture we saw first with the shorts. It's one of my first shows, and I remember this because my mother has sewed that bikini for me. Now you can actually go out and buy something quite easy, but back then it was not so easy.
Most things were sewed this.
Yes, my mother sewed this bikini for me.
Whoa.
I have very supportive parents. I've always had. My parents are not into sports. They are academics, both of them, and unfortunately they got a daughter that likes sport. So they had to help me a lot with different things. But my mother made this bikini, and I remember I loved it. I loved the color. I loved the fitting. She did several tries before we came out with a good one.
Oh, wow. Wait. You were 17 in this picture. Yeah. And then you were 18 in the other picture.
Yeah.
And you grew that. And your weight, we'll see later, your weight fluctuates quite a bit.
Yeah, it does. I've had a lot of ups and downs in my life, and this was a period when I was really thinking that skinny was the only way to go, and it was important to be fit all the time, and all of those kind of things. But this was early 90s, I think, if I remember correctly, and back then it was different. There was a different view on women and how it's supposed to be.
So the Swedish arm wrestling television says, "I'm here to give a lot of love to Anna and to you and Dexter, because Anna is one of the strongest women I know on and off the table." And that's precisely where I'm going to be slowly segueing into. Exactly. Whew.
Yeah. So for
17?
people that know me, they ask me, what's your background when they're talking about my arm wrestling career? And I said, well, as a young girl, I did bodybuilding. And then I had a long break of not doing very much. I trained in the gym a bit, but I didn't really do anything. A little bit of powerlifting. I was a fitness instructor doing aerobics for a while, but I didn't really do any kind of really active sports for a long time after this. I think I lost my spark a bit, and well, it happens to people. Life comes in between.
You probably beat me up in high school.
I think I would still beat you up.
You know what? You have a good point. And boom.
Yeah. Now
that's
it changes.
A great change.
Yeah. And this is my first Swedish championships. I think this is 27.
In arm wrestling.
Yeah, it is. It's my first championship in arm wrestling.
First
I
Swedish, and you got two goals,
Yes, I think it's
left and
actually
right
two
hand.
silver. Actually, this is
Oh,
two silver.
silver.
Yeah, yes, two
Okay.
silver. And this is in masters because since I started out when I was 40, I started in the
Uh-huh.
masters division, which is for women from 40 and up.
Okay.
So I made a decision. I started training, I think, in October, and this was in the early spring, like maybe in February. And I was encouraged to go and just have a go, see what happened. And it was such an amazing experience. Like, I love arm wrestling. I love the Swedish arm wrestling people because they are really inclusive and everybody has a place and there is room for everybody.
So now that you've come into you know, Swedish, and
Yeah,
talking about Sweden, what do you think it's so special about the Swedish ladies that they
yeah.
kind of sort of dominate the female arm wrestling scene?
I think there is two things. First of all, we have the background with Heidi Anderson. Heidi was one of like the pioneers in arm wrestling. She comes from a small town up north, same area as Fia Isaac and Elin Janaheim and a lot of other women that are Swedish come from. But I don't think that's the only thing that does this. I also think it's the culture in Sweden, where we are, first of all, women and men are very equal. We have a lot of opportunities. And we have this government-sponsored sports halls everywhere. So there is like the possibility to go and both train together and also there is like gyms, like communal gyms that you can use. So I think that we have been benefited a lot from having like similar opportunities as the guys. But I also think that the guys have been really nice to us and helped us a lot forward. But I also think it's genetics. If you look at Fia or Heidi or whoever you look at from that part of Sweden, they have crazy genetics. Of course, they have very good work ethic. I don't think about taking that away from them in any way, but they have really good genetics. There is something, in that area.
I do think that genetics probably does, what I call innate talent. But
Yeah.
if it's genetics, I would imagine like countries like Norway and Finland and
Yeah.
Denmark, those surrounding states would have similar genetics, right? But
Yeah.
man, but the Swedish just absolutely dominates.
But we do have a really good group and we are sticking together. We are always supporting each other. We are nice to each other and we are having a lot of fun when we go to compete. I think that's like multiple ingredients making it good.
Now, talking about Sweden, we do have a few Swedish men arm wrestlers,
Yeah.
right? And but so not to say, and I don't want to downgrade and prop up only the females, but yeah, we have one coming in Switzerland, Philip
Yes.
Larsen.
Philip. Yes.
Yeah, so there's that. Here's another one that just came up. Anna, truly one of my heroes in the sport, and have been amazed by her work and dedication. Proud to be a fan and supporter of the beautiful soul. Yes,
Oh,
that
thank
is right. Beautiful soul. I think for the longest time, she always has been behind the scenes, kind of. You might see her once in a while at East versus West event, handing out, medals or not medals, but like trophies and title belts. And I think we gotta give her a lot of credit. Like, how many times I feel like I'm actually kind of debating if whether or not I can go to Switzerland because I have another prior event, and I'm not as important as Anna. If Anna's not there, we'll have a big headache. So I can
But I
I can
really
afford
hope
not to
to
be
come
there.
to Dexter because we're
Oh
going
man.
to be stretched otherwise.
Oh, we got great partners in Switzerland. So
But
here's
this,
another one.
oh
Woo.
yeah, I think it's the same year actually.
Mm-hmm.
But this is further on. This is in May the same year. It was my first Europeans. I still compete in masters here, and this is Lilia Zanko from Ukraine that stands next to me.
Uh-huh.
She's also a master, and we are still. Back then, it was a big weight difference. Everybody can see that. It's nothing to hide. When I was competing here, I was around 120 kilos actually. Yes.
Whoa,
Yeah. I
that's
am a big woman.
massive.
Yeah, but I'm also massive. So for me, I don't pack it like everybody else. I don't have like a huge belly and stuff. But yes, I was heavy.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, it's
guessing that
evident you don't really have a big belly.
85 here, if I look at her. So we are still competing in the same weight class, but we have kind of followed each other. I've gone down and she has followed me. So we're now both under 80 when we compete in Europeans and World Championships.
Oh. Now, did you feel like I've heard that certain athletes, when they go much, much higher in the weight class, they feel kind of unhealthy at times, or maybe unhealthy is not the right word. Like they feel a huge strain on their body. Like,
So for me, I weighed like this when I started. So I really didn't have anything to compare with, to be honest. But my weight cut was drastic. I cut almost 40 kilos in 5 months. And I was encouraged by some of the Swedish like older women to do that because my chances would be better if I was in a lower weight category.
uh-huh.
And I made a decision. I had really good help from a friend that is a bodybuilding and fitness coach. And I looked at him because I had confidence in him and we've also been friends in school. So I thought he would probably be the best choice for me. But for me, the weight cut actually has given me more energy, of course, but it's also made me realize that power-wise, I'm probably just as strong, if not stronger now. But I don't think that I was really experiencing feeling unhealthy. I didn't feel it back then. I can see it now looking at pictures. I'm like, oh, that was probably not so good for my health, just general health. But I also know that I didn't feel that bad. I kind of always liked myself. Is it okay to say that? I don't have a problem with my looks in this picture either. But it's comfortable, when you're flying to sit with your legs crossed or not being fatigued by walking upstairs, of course.
Maybe would it be because you were younger then? That's why you could probably.
I gained this weight over a 10-year period when I was married, and probably I didn't think so much about it. It just happened, and then all of a sudden, oops, I was quite big. I also come from a family with really big women. My mother is big. My aunt has been overweight. My cousin has been overweight. My grandmother was overweight. So we have all been quite big. But this was in 2017. In 2018, I lost the weight. And it's now 2025, and I'm still there. I haven't gained the weight back. So I'm quite confident I will be able to stay like this for the rest of my life if I just put a little bit of effort into it. Yes, this is the guy who helped me. We have been good friends since we went to high school, since we were like 15 maybe.
Uh-huh.
He's super proud, and he says I'm still one of his best success stories ever. He's one of the ones that cut the weight and kept it off and has continuously kept it off. This was after the Swedish Championships.
Yeah, I could see you losing a little bit of weight compared to that previous picture.
It's also I'm probably a little bit puffy because this is after like 4 weeks after the championships, I think. But you see the amount of medals I have on my chest, and it's gold. And that changed. I changed weight class, and all of a sudden I was able to win.
So tell us the timeline of when was the first gold medal that you got?
The first gold was in these Swedish championships, actually. And if I remember correctly, I took 3 gold and 1 silver.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a more dominant hand?
Yeah. Back then it was left, but I think it's slowly evened out. But I am right-handed, but my left has always been a bit more dominant.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Here we have another one.
Oh, yeah.
Is this the Europeans?
Yes, this is the Europeans. You can see Lilia on top. I can't remember the name of the other lady, but she's also Ukrainian. She has not competing anymore. I haven't seen her for a couple of years. Lilia is still competing, and we are still like circling around on the same top 3. But since then, it's shifted a bit. I am the one standing on top, and she's on 2 or 3.
Ooh. Yes, and you can see that right here.
Yeah, this is actually 2019. I competed 1 year for Denmark because I live in Denmark, even though I'm Swedish. I hold a Swedish passport and I'm a Swedish citizen, but I live in Denmark because of my work. And this year I decided I was going to compete for Denmark. So I did one try for Denmark. And this is also the other federation. I competed 1 year for them. And then I decided to turn back into WAF, which I have since then been competing in, and I did before also.
Yeah,
But
just
here
wanted-
are, sorry.
No. Go ahead.
I was really proud. This is the Masters division, and both the women on the second and on the third place are really good and have been for a long time. This is still Masters, still over 40. And I think this is what sparked it. I wanted more. I wanted to see what I could do in the seniors, how good I could actually become.
Wait,
So
so
after this,
the lady on this picture, right? Is
Yeah.
Camilla Kivstrom. She's from
Camilla,
Sweden.
yeah, she's the Swedish world champion and also national champion, European champion, and also a very good referee. And the lady to the left is Aga Gorszynska. She's Polish, but she holds a British passport and competes for UK. She's also really good.
Here's another picture of you standing right at the top.
Yeah, now it's changed. Now I'm competing in the Masters category in the weight class over 80. And as you can see, it's Rosa Poltadano on the second place. She's also competing in East versus West qualifiers and in East versus West main stage. And then there's a Romanian lady on the third place. And this is the World Championships, I think, in Bucharest in 2021.
So 2021 WAF World Championships. Is this your first WAF?
Yeah, but this is still Masters. Remember, it's different.
Yeah, but
yeah,
WAF.
This is my first gold in WAF Worlds.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so see how everybody, because some of the people didn't even know, like, is she a professional arm wrestler? I'm like, hang tight, guys. Here it is. Here's proof. Now, yes. So this is absolutely nuts. Here are some other pictures.
Yeah, this is when I lost all that weight. I was actually approached by a Swedish, quite famous photographer that takes this kind of really cool sports photos. And he asked me if I was interested. And I said, of course, you have to try everything once. So being 40 years old and being asked to do this, I thought it was quite cool. I was like, I want to do this. I want to see how they come out, the pictures. I'm still very proud. I will probably never do it again, but it was a very cool opportunity to do this.
Why not? Why not? Here is
oh yeah, this is the World Championships in Turkey in 2022, and I have decided that I'm going to compete in the seniors, which is the category that is open for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So this is it. If you become a world champion here, you are a real world champion. No one can take that away from you.
So
I went to Turkey. I was going to referee before I was competing. So I was weight cutting, refereeing, and winning left and right arm after refereeing for 4 days nonstop. It's
So for everybody who's out there who's new to arm wrestling, can you tell us the difference between all the different categories in age? And what do they mean?
We have a junior category. They are up to 18, I think, and they are from 15. And then we have a sub-junior category, and they are a bit younger, 13 to 15, I think. Then we have youth. They are from 18 to 23. If I'm not misremembering, we've had some changes back and forth with the ages there. And then we have seniors. They are from any age category from 18 and up. You can everybody can enter this category. And then we have masters. They are from 40 and up. And it's the same for men and women, the age categories. The only thing that changes a bit are the weight categories. After 50, you are a grandmaster, which I will be next year, which is crazy to think about because this is still seniors is still the category that I'm interested in winning. And then after that, you will be a senior grandmaster. I'm hoping I can continue to compete until I'm senior grandmaster, but you never know.
Wait, sorry. Senior Grandmaster is how old? 60?
Yeah.
60 and up. Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I have
Very,
hopes.
very nice.
If my body holds together for another 10 years or so, I will stand there still at 60.
So here's the fantastic thing. I was just talking to Benji yesterday. He was telling me one of his friend, which I will not name here, just for privacy reason, that he's 70 right now, and he's you guys can speculate who that is, but he is strong and still very, very strong. He's insanely strong for a 70-year-old man. And so arm wrestling is, which is why I believe so much. Right now, there are, and I've seen news media outlet who are picking up Alex and Devin's right hand match in Colorado's. That they were saying how entertaining that whole TV show, also that his whole match is. Obviously, they don't understand arm wrestling very much, but they were saying like arm wrestling is one sport, and I've always said this: arm wrestling is one sport that people literally could, number one, do it until they're very, very like almost on their deathbed, right? So there's a massive longevity. But the second thing, it's one of the combat sport that allows you to be extremely entertaining during the event, verbally as well. So most combat sport, like they usually have mouthpiece, mouth guards and everything, so it prevents them from really talking very much. They do try a little bit, but I mean, they used the clip where Devin pulled the shirt over his head and starts like mumbling some nonsense, right? Not, it's to the layman, it's very, very casual. And I think that's why arm wrestling can hit mainstream there. So it's such an amazing sport, and you never have to risk getting smacked in the like getting hurt and all beat up, coming home bruised, having a
concussion. Your arms if you run.
I mean, the worst that usually happens is something is torn. Like the very unfortunate thing happened with Pablo. But other than that, I mean, nothing life-threatening.
No, there's never going to be any hits to the head, which is why I prefer arm wrestling from a lot of other sports.
Yeah, absolutely. So here you briefly spoke about reffing. Here we go.
Yeah. Wow. This is me refereeing the European Championships in 2022. I am a senior referee, and I try to ref still whenever I have time. I know that I don't have as much time as I had before I started working full for you at EVW this much, but I still try. I've been to the Spanish Nationals this year. I've refed some of the tournaments that we had for EVW. So I'm trying to keep up with it. I don't think I will have time to referee at the Worlds this year, but I enjoy reffing a lot. I think it's very fun.
Hey, you just got a proposal.
I would marry her, I guess. I'm sorry. I'm spoken for already.
She's taken by Tiberio. Well, over here you see her and a group. You recognize a few of them who has been through, who's ref at EVW.
It's actually Olix above me there in the corner. And Olix was in the event in Colorado. And a little bit to the left, we have Risto. Then we have Katja next to me. She's the head referee of VAF. And then you have Denise and Anna. Anna is from Moldova. And they are all masters or senior referees at VAF. And this is actually from a competition in Spain, if I remember correctly.
Oh, look at this guy. I have to move to Sweden to get me a Swedish gal to bring home. Oh, you're making the Swedish people proud. Here's another one. Is there anything? Who's this gentleman?
This is one of the Dutch. This is actually, for the longest time, I have been refereeing the Dutch nationals. I have been invited to come and referee their nationals. This year, I actually had to say no because I was going to an EVW event, so I couldn't anymore. But I've even done it with Katja, and it's really, really fun. This is actually one of the few. I would just want to point this out. The Dutch nationals are held in the same facilities as the Olympic Dutch athletes are training, which is not so common. But this is for me a really cool thing. So I've done it for, I think, 5 consecutive years or something like this. It's an amazing opportunity, and the competition is very well organized. I also know for a fact that the federation president from the Dutch will come to Swiss Open.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm hearing a lot of great things happening in Switzerland.
Yeah.
Not just with our event, but also with the Swiss Open. So I would encourage every European out there to try to make their way down to Switzerland. November, well, the end of October is that whole week. Well, not the whole week, but the days leading up to our event, there will be a ton of very, very notable people in Switzerland. So all the who's who is going to Switzerland.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed this picture of you right here.
Yeah. This is the Europeans, I think. I can't say 100%. I think it's the Europeans. And this is actually my first senior gold in Europeans.
So I got a question.
Yeah.
Why does that say diploma?
Sorry?
That piece of paper that you're holding, like all three of you, says diploma.
Yeah, it's a diploma for winning. We're winning first, second, and third place in the European Championships.
Huh. Because I always thought diploma was something educational, a certificate of completion of something educational.
No. It's just a diploma for participation, of course. So you have that to take home. I have a stack of those here actually in my cabinet under my desk.
A stack, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not very good with history, but are the shades of yellow and blue similar of the Swedish flag the same as the Ukrainian flag?
Yeah, they are. They're very similar. So I really like the setup here. I'm like sided by 2 Ukrainian women, and it looks really nice. This blue and yellow podium. I'm also really proud to share a podium with them because my sister-in-law is also Ukrainian. So I have a little bit extra warm spot for Ukraine in my heart.
Yeah, great. And here you are at an East versus West.
It's a qualifier, actually.
Yes.
It's a qualifier in, I think this is 2024 or 2023. I'm not sure.
Didn't you pull her earlier this year as well?
Yes, and I won her then too.
Yeah, because I remember your match. That's why I was a little confused.
Qualifier too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've dominated all the world qualifiers.
Yeah, I have so far.
We gotta talk to Robert about getting used to that.
I have pulled in East versus West. I pulled in event number 2, I think it was, against Angie Rose from USA. And since then I haven't pulled on the EVW stage anymore.
I mean, like, everybody by now should know how talented and how gifted of an arm wrestler you are. And here's another great one. Now, is this an arm wrestling thing?
No.
Doesn't look like it.
This is the only time I've done a strongman competition, or a strong woman, because this is women, of course. I decided to enter a competition, and the woman taking first place is actually the Danish champion. I took second place with only 1 point separating us the first time I competed in strong woman.
When was this?
This was in 2023, I think, actually.
2023. Wow. Yeah. Okay, so what made you transition? Well, were you just testing it out to see?
I was actually just testing it out. I was approached by a strongman brand called Cerberus. They wanted me to be one of their ambassadors. And I said, of course, because there is a lot of things that kind of go hand in hand from strongman or strongwoman and arm wrestling. But then I was really intrigued and interested in the training itself. So one of the guys that is also an ambassador and a coach helped me to train for 4 months for this. So I did like weekly trainings with him for all of the different parts that would be doing. Like it was like a one-arm dumbbell, and it was like carrying farmer's carry and lots of different things. So yeah, I trained really hard for this, and I really enjoyed it. And if I had more time, I probably would do this also, plus arm wrestling. But it is a little bit, if you want to be good at something, we all know you have to put your full attention to it.
So going to Colorado and briefly watching the strongman do their stuff.
I wanted to do that too. I was like, oh.
That is pretty funny.
I would have liked to watch the competitions more on Saturday, but I didn't really have the time. I had so many other things to do.
Yeah.
So I couldn't really attend it, but it would have been really interesting to see.
Here, that's the qualifier.
Yeah, it is the first qualifier I went to where I won left arm. So actually, I'm very proud of that trophy. It stands in my big trophy department here in my house.
Oh, I don't think you sent me a picture of those, but I'm sure you will take several pictures.
Yeah.
Just to capture them all. Here's another one.
Yeah.
Now, this one looks a lot bigger.
Yeah, these are from 2022 when I won double world golds for the first time in the senior division. So that's like the open category for everybody under 80 kilos. Mm-hmm. And it was still, I was very surprised back then. I knew I was good, and it was a bit too easy. That's how it felt. I was a bit surprised. I had expecting more resistance, a harder path, and it felt really easy. But I haven't been able to win since then. So this was 2022. We're now 2025. In 2023, I took 2 bronze. And in 2024, I couldn't make the weight. I had way too much stress in my life, both work-wise and private, and I couldn't make the weight. So I competed in the weight category one step above. And for the Europeans, I took silver, I think, in one arm. And for the worlds, I ended up number 5. But it's a heavier weight class, and the women are bigger, so it's not really my cup of tea. I need to be in the 80 kilo category. I'm too short.
Okay, so for everybody out there, how does one qualify to compete at the Europeans? Like, do you have to be top 3 in nationals before you?
No, you actually have to win or be number 2. If you win, you have first dibs on the place, and then number 2 has second place, because each country can send 2 competitors to the weight category and age category. So, for example, for Sweden this year, we are 3 women, because there is me competing in both arms. And then there is 2 other women, Petra and, I can't remember her name, that competes in one arm each, because they have an injury, so they don't want to compete in both arms. So for us, it's 3 women for one weight category, but normally it's 2 or 1.
Oh, okay. And
we qualify with the Swedish nationals or with something else similar.
Now for Worlds, is that the same for the European champions, that they can only send 2?
Yeah.
So now, is it separated West Europe and Eastern Europe? Because Europe's so huge.
No. Now, Europeans is Europeans. That is everybody that belongs to Europe. And then Worlds is Worlds. That's everybody, like the whole world is welcome there. I also think for the first time now, we're going to see Russians again in the Worlds. We haven't seen them in a while now. I don't know how it's going to look. I know that they have been allowed to compete under a neutral flag. I think it's called like they have a white T-shirt, neutral or something like this. I don't know if that's going to change now, but I think that this year we will see Russians back. It's good. They are really good. Both the women and the men are really good pullers, so it will be interesting. It will be better resistance in the classes, which I like. So if you win, you really win.
Wow. Here I see you. That's a bronze.
Yeah, it is. This is the 2023, as you can see. This was bronze for me, both left and right arm. And then it took a little bit. Yeah, this is Fia, Carolina, and Vicky. Fia and Carolina you have seen on East versus West stage, and Vicky has competed in the qualifiers.
Wow.
So yeah, we are a really good team. These women are amazing.
Oh yeah, no doubt. The
You're all
stories that
telling
I'm
everybody
hearing,
else.
yeah, the stories I'm hearing about Fia,
Yeah.
how insanely ridiculous she is in like her dedication to the sport.
Yeah.
Something along the lines of she would just give birth to her kid,
Yeah.
and she would like while the kids with her should be
Yeah.
arm wrestling at arm wrestling practice. She's that dedicated.
It is like this for all the Swedish women that have kids. I know that all of them that have had kids have practiced while pregnant and also taken their kids to training once they are done with having the kid. I know that Heidi competed when she was 6 months pregnant at the World Championships. I think that Pia has also competed while pregnant at the Europeans or Worlds. They are amazing, all of them.
That would be scary.
No, it's not.
I would be.
I mean, Thea has competed for 30 years almost.
I'll tell you how protective I am, and maybe I'm gonna get shot down by you pretty hard. But when my brother, one of my brothers, was getting married, and again, it's a 24-hour kind of flight because it's really far, going back to Malaysia. My wife was maybe how many months pregnant? Maybe about 2 months pregnant, and I won't. She didn't come with us. She didn't come with us because we were like, it's dangerous to even fly because everything's taxing, right?
I'm sorry. I have been raised by a mother that says pregnancy is not an illness, Anna. Everybody can move around. If you don't have problems with your body, you can just continue with your life. I don't have kids of my own, but it's a really good thing to actually remember. Women had kids that's the evolution of that's how we are so many people in the world, and they have been working and going on with their life no matter what. So from my optics, it's not an illness, and as long as you don't have any real physical problems, if you have high blood pressure or problems with your uterus or whatever, of course you need to sit still and be careful, but otherwise I think it's healthy for us to move around and to actually use our bodies.
Viking women would go to battle pregnant.
They would.
Oh man, but yeah, we were pretty protective in that level.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's another cultural difference, everybody, between the East and West, especially the Vikings, I guess. Speaking of your sorry, go ahead.
After this, I had a really long tour. I went from East versus West event directly to these World Championships. I was doing the East versus West event the weekend before. I flew directly to Kazakhstan. I participated in the World Championships. Then I flew directly to Florida and had a super match there. And then I went home and had some rest.
Here is speaking of your mom, here is this wonderful lady who you give her a lot of credit for, and rightfully so.
My mother is an amazing person. She comes from quite poor circumstances. They didn't have a lot when she was growing up. She has given me and my brother everything she possibly could. My parents are amazing that way. She's also very supportive. I'm raised by a woman that says women can do anything they like. She's by no means a feminist, but she's like, if you want to do it, you do it. There is nothing stopping you. She spent countless hours with me reading books while I've been training in the gym, because I lived with them for a while after my divorce. And I didn't want to go to the gym alone in the evening because it's a key gym where you just go in and you're alone. And she would be like, okay, I'll come with you. I'll read a book and you can do your training. So she could sit for 2 hours and read while I do my training. My mother is an amazing person.
Here is a match of you.
Yeah, it is. It is me and Rosa.
So tell us, which event is this?
This is the European Championships. We are in the Masters division here, because Rosa is not under 80, so this must be the plus for the Masters.
Anna. Yeah! Yes!
Wait, this was during the COVID. I'm seeing everybody wearing a mask.
Yes, this is 2021 in Bucharest.
It's kind of odd. Everybody's touching everybody, but
yeah,
I know. Even on the ref isn't improperly used. So
I went home from this event, and on the flight home, I could feel I was not feeling well, and I got COVID badly when I got home. I was sick for like 2 weeks. Really,
so it was
really
COVID.
Sick. Yeah, it was COVID. I had COVID. I didn't know back then. I had both been vaccinated and I'd taken tests, but someone here was clearly not vaccinated. Not these people we are seeing here, but someone that visited this competition was not vaccinated or was not healthy.
That's funny.
COVID.
These athletes.
All right. What about this one?
I think this is the World Championships in 2023. Must be 2023. World's 2023. Yes, it is.
COVID. This is COVID can't defeat Anna.
Nope.
This DJ guy is on a roll today.
Yeah.
They are raced before they are asked to battle. Moldovas, Marina, wrist is not right, and the referee will call for a goal.
Now beware with me, because there is another video that I've sent you.
Oh, okay.
Let's see if we have it. I don't know if you have it, but I did send another one where you can see the progress, because that's kind of the interesting part here. I want to.
I don't have that video. Did I miss that video?
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. I don't have that video. So we only saw. Everybody just saw you lose.
Yes, but it doesn't really matter. I'm not going to die from that. But
I'm just kidding. But yeah, I actually don't. Here's another video. This is it?
No, this is the World Combat Games. So this is 2023. Same year as I took those bronzes in Kazakhstan, when I had that kind of tour going around from EVW to Worlds to Supermatch. This is actually in Saudi Arabia. So in 2023, we were invited for the first time ever to World Combat Games, which is the equivalent of the Olympics, but for combat sports. This was in Saudi Arabia, and I've lived in Saudi Arabia as a kid. So it was almost 40 years since I've been there last time, and we were invited. It was an amazing experience. And this was held in a huge sports complex with a lot of different combat sports, and it was very well arranged. But it was the first time that the arm wrestling was present, and I took second place here. So I'm very happy. This is also Lilia again. She's there in the top with me, circling around.
Viking style. There. Wow.
This is what I wanted to show you. It's that hug in the end. I'm actually friends with most of the women that I compete with. We might be enemies on the table, but we are very much friends in private. And I like them all a lot. They are super nice, super helpful. So even though we are competing against each other, I consider them my friends when we are off the table.
Well, which I think this is fantastic. And honestly, I think that's how almost every arm wrestling athlete that I've seen. Like
Yeah.
even Devin, like he might do a lot of trash talk and everything, but deep
Yeah.
down after the event, boom, best of friends, right? And but in this case, uh, she, it was a pretty good match. I could tell she was, I don't know, was she trying to slip and then, but you
Yeah.
kind of hold her
But she
down and
couldn't because I was holding on to her thumb so hard. There was no way out of it. So she tried to go under and she couldn't. Then that was it. It was
it was
game
big.
over.
That's a good one. I found Do it. All right, what's happening here?
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. They're coming in not the right order, but it doesn't really matter. This is when I was training for that strong woman competition.
Oh, okay.
It's actually an overhead press of 70 kilos. So I'm cool one.
Yes, Lawson.
And we are training, and it's actually minus degrees inside. We're training in like a garage.
Lars, ja, det var godt clean, det der. Down.
Yeah, you'll. Sorry?
How much do you weigh? 70 kilos?
Me?
Yeah?
You are so kind. No, I'm like 88 and a half, 89.
Oh. Well, then I can't press you over my head.
Well, regardless of that, I'm pretty sure you'll beat me up if you wanted to.
I was more thinking about taking you and pressing you over my head.
Oh, now you just gave me a reason not to lose that much weight. Oh, wow.
That was
absolutely
fun,
nuts.
though. They were amazing, these two guys, and they were really helpful in that journey towards that competition. They were training me. They were explaining how I should think about different things. And like we all know in sports, mindset is everything. You need to believe that you can actually do this.
Here's another one. Looks like Anna can press Mindaugas. Mindaugas.
I'm going to ask him if we can test that when we come to Switzerland.
He might be isn't he pulling on the 77?
Yeah, shit. Then I can't press him.
Well, you gotta work on 10%. So that you can get there.
I gotta work on it a bit.
Sorry?
Yeah, I gotta work on it a bit. This is actually the actual competition.
Oh.
This is
Sorry?
and this is one of the parts of the competition. I think there were 6 different things that we did, if I remember correctly, 6 or 7. And this is a deadlift. It's 120 kilos, and you're supposed to rep it out as many times as you can during I think it's like a 90 or a 60-second window, and you're supposed to rep it out as many times as you can. There's a guy in front of you telling, yes, it's okay. Yes, it's okay. So you have to wait for his hand signal every time. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Right? If you like see her in the corner there, you can see that I'm very quickly outlifting her. It's my pace is quick and hers is going slower and slower and slower.
Now, do you technically like lower it gently, or is it more of a drop?
You drop it. You drop
just
it.
drop
But it's
it.
supposed to stay down before you're allowed to lift it up again. You can't bounce it. That's not allowed.
Oh, okay.
Let's go! Hamza!
Gas me out a little bit.
Let's go!
Now it's getting hard.
Come on!
I could hear you like screaming at the end.
Yeah, it is so hard. It's beyond unbelievable. The most I had done on this before I went to this competition was 10 reps. I managed to pull up 14 reps on 120 kilos in this time limit. And
so
it
you're
was,
saying-
there's a guy, we can't see him, he's like behind me, and he's Danish. He's also an arm wrestler and a strongman, and he screams to me, "You can do more." So, and by hearing him, I'm like, okay, I can do more, I can do more, I can do more.
So someone just mentioned, technically you could deadlift me.
Yes, I can.
Well, actually, you can deadlift a lot of arm wrestlers at 120.
Yeah, I can even almost deadlift the heavy guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah, I just noticed that some of the pictures and images aren't in order because I see one of this.
Yes, this was supposed to be together with the World Combat Games that was in Saudi Arabia, because we're now back in Saudi Arabia. This is my father. It doesn't look like this anymore, of course, but it was a very long time ago. I'm probably around 2 to 3 years old here when he's holding me. And we are standing in the desert in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, I noticed you have the same hairstyle with that fringe.
Yeah.
Cut
Yes.
for like 25, 30 years.
Yeah. I had it back then, and for a long time I didn't have it. As a younger woman, I had long hair, and I also have curly hair, for the people that don't know. So, yeah. But I went back to this haircut. But this is actually me and my father. He's one of my idols.
And what did your dad do again?
My father is a civil engineer. He has a lot of patents and he has a lot of inventions. He still works, I should say. He's 81 and he still works. And he loves working. He says that working is what keeps his mind going. And he also says it's his biggest hobby. So I've been encouraged by both him and my mother to choose a job that I find fun. It doesn't matter what it is, but I need to enjoy it because I'm going to do it for so long time of my life.
Right.
And they are always supporting me, no matter what kind of strange things I decide I'm going to do. They're like, yeah, you can do it. You can do it.
Yeah. I mean, I could definitely tell every time you will drive somewhere together, you'll always be bragging in a very nice way, and rightfully so, about your parents and, how your mom and dad, they are working this long. And
yeah,
civil engineers are really smart people. Did you know that?
Yes, I know that. I know that. My father has an extremely high IQ, and there's a lot of people who meets him that says, "Ooh, you are also an engineer, right, Dexter?"
I'm a civil engineer. One of my degrees is in civil engineering.
My father took this engineering degree he's born in 44, if I remember correctly. And he was, I don't know, I remember how old you are, like 23, 24, I think, when you're finished in Sweden. So he's been practicing his job for almost 60 years or 55 years.
Wow.
And he still enjoys it. And he worked back then, he worked for Ericsson that made handheld phones.
Oh, yes. The Nokia.
Yeah. No, not Nokia.
No, Sony Ericsson.
Ericsson. So Ericsson were making a telephone system and switches for telephones. And we lived in Saudi Arabia because my father was helping to build infrastructure.
Well, so the next picture would be very, very adorable to most.
Yeah.
These are your two current kitties that you have?
It is. This is Lancelot, the orange boy, and Snow White, his big sister, the black and white girl. I know. She's not completely white, but we call her Snow White. And his name is actually Sir Lancelot. He is very much of royal born. I love cats. I love cats so much. I volunteer at a shelter every week. I've done for 3 years. I feed stray cats. I have a neuter and spay program in Romania where I help neuter and spay cats with help of some neighbors. I think that cats are a very underrated animal, and in many countries they don't get the kind of status that they deserve. Dogs are neutered, but cats are just left to roam free and multiply and get sicknesses and whatnot. So I'm a very strong advocate for spay and neutering your cat, and also for taking care of the kitties.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. This is me in the cat shelter. It's one of the babies that we had there. I think this
How
is
do
like
you find time? First, you said, "Oh, you know what? I can't do strongman, because I'm so busy with arm wrestling and your day job and reffing and helping EVW." And now you just added one more on the list of helping and volunteering at the cat
This is
shelter.
one of the most rewarding things I've ever done in my whole life. I started during COVID because they were looking for staff. And I was like, I really, really, really wanted to do something for the community, but I'm not like, I don't want to walk the elderlies. That's not my thing, really. I probably am. I would be a little bit too itchy to go forward, but this really fitted me, and I started doing this, and I never ever want to stop. I enjoy it so much. It's like meditation. I go there, and they live in quite big cages that you can see. I'm sitting in one of the cages here. And there are 1 or 2 cats or a cat family, depending on what kind of situation it is. And they are living there for a limited time, and then they are adopted away. And we have a really good success rate. It's only like, I think we get like 350 cats a year, maybe a little bit more. And the majority are adopted within a couple of months. And then there are a few special cases that are adopted as barn cats. And then just a few that we can't save because they have big issues with their physical body.
Yeah. I got a few more pictures, and then we can slowly wind down. Here it is.
Oh, yeah. This is Europeans this year. And as anyone who knows me can see, I'm quite happy, but also a little bit emotional. I'm winning. And it was kind of expected in the left arm, but not in the right. And I think this is the celebration of the right arm, to be honest. I had no clue. You can see here, I'm crying actually, because I'm so overwhelmed. I'm coming off stage crying so much that I can't talk. This is what I work for, and this is what's important to me. That's why I do it. This is the end game. That's why we all work so hard. But to actually do it and to actually get that gold medal and to actually win, then it kind of takes over everything. And you're like, oh, I really did it.
So the tears were obviously because at that moment you were thinking about all the hard work you put in. It's finally it paid off, right?
Yeah.
So just trying to think, because I'm never a top champion like yourself, but if you were to get second place, would you cry out of, I put in all this work and I didn't win it?
No.
So it was.
I've never cried because I've lost ever. I might have cried when I lost a super match, but I have never cried losing like in the World Championships or the European Championships. For me to take second place after one person that wins there is still as good. Like I'm in top 3 in the Europeans or the Worlds. I don't see the problem. I have nothing to be ashamed of. I have high work ethics. I put every inch of like myself into this. And if I didn't win, I wasn't good enough. That's it.
I see.
Work harder. Oh, this is Europeans 2024 when I decided I didn't want to make the weight. I had too much stress going on in my life. On the first place is Irina Drieva from Georgia. She's an amazing athlete, also an amazing person, I should say. Like really kind, smart, very helpful, but she is a tank. Like it's like hitting a wall, more or less. And we already know that most of the Georgians are like this. So I don't belong in her category. And on the third place is Sana Salaite from Latvia. That took second place to me in the Europeans in the 80 category this year. But you can see, I took second place and I'm still happy. You can see my smile. I am not crying over not getting a gold.
Well, so would we all be expecting you to be on, going to Bulgaria in a couple of weeks? How are you feeling for Worlds this year?
I feel good. Really good. I'm also happy that we don't have an EVW event the week before because
Right.
that's kind of pressing, and you also lack a lot of sleep from that. So
Mhm.
I also know I have a really, really good support. I've been training with the guys both in Denmark and in Romania when I go there. I have my partner that really supports me and knows what's best for me and really, really helps me forward with my training and my goals.
Mhm.
So for me, it feels good. I'm weight cutting at the moment because I need to reach the 80 kilo category. Like so many women, I have to do this. But no, overall, I feel strong. I feel quite confident that I'm going to do a good job. I don't know who I'm going to face because you never know. Anyone can decide to go one category up or one category down. So you never know.
So here's another question. For the women's, there are
Yeah.
less weight categories. Say that at Europeans and at nationals, you qualified under the weight of 80 and below, 80
Yeah.
kilograms and below. But when you go to Worlds, you ended up having, you just couldn't cut enough weight. So you ended up being, say, 83,
Yeah.
hypothetically. Do you now get to compete at the 80 plus
There's
category?
a minus 90 kilo category for women. So there is 180, 190, and one plus 90. And I would then up in the plus 90 if there is no one else from Sweden that's holding those two spots. So if there
Okay,
is one
so
woman ready from Sweden in the 90, I can still enter the 90 kilo. If I fuck up, I know you're not supposed to swear, but if I fuck up and don't make my weight, I will not have a place if it's already full in the 90.
so you're just okay. So
I
that's
have
where I was
to
getting at.
make my weight. That's it.
Okay, that makes sense. So you gotta.
Believe me,
Wow.
Dexter, when I say I have worked sometimes really hard. I think it was in 2021 or 2022 that I cut 4.8 kilos of water or fluid in the last 12 hours before weigh-in.
Geez, that must be so difficult and hard on yourself and your body.
That was a struggle. This year for the Europeans, I cut around 2.6, 2.8, and that's much more doable. But for me, I bounce back easily. I am blessed with a very compliant body that says, okay, we can do it, no problem. And this
Right.
year it's also so good that the World Championships, the weigh-in are, and then we actually have an extra day to replenish because they have done a different system for the TV production. So I'm going to have a little bit longer before I need to compete after weigh-ins.
And if everybody's wondering, once you cut a lot of weight in water, mostly water weight, you guys need to go check out Infinity Functional Performance
Yeah.
as they are our sponsor. But yeah, so in Arlington at EVW 17, normally like during event week, Anna knows this, all of the staff members, we get very, very little sleep. There's so many things going on. Arlington was
Yeah.
no exception. And Glenn Cochran with Infinity Functional Performance, he was like giving all our athletes, we arranged all our athletes got an IV drip, right?
Yeah.
And then when he was like, okay, Dexter, what are you struggling with? Just give me energy. I need energy. he pumped that sucker in, and I was like, I felt like I didn't need to sleep for 2 days. It was that girl was like, whoa, I didn't. That was a really, really weird sensation where like, I'm pretty sure I need to be tired now. I need to go to bed now. But it was 2 a.m. and I'm still up and going, pretty strong. Eventually, I fell asleep with very little sleep anyway. But so because I was asking, hey, you got the Myers cocktail or anything? Like, don't worry, that's way better. And he starts like injecting a whole bunch of different things inside that bag. But yeah, so I know it definitely works. I wonder if WAF allows that.
It depends. Like we
Okay.
cannot replenish with injections. It's not allowed.
Oh.
So if you do a water cut for the World Championships or the Europeans, you cannot replenish with an IV. It's not allowed. You need to drink. It needs to be drinkable. That's the hard part. For me, so far it hasn't been an issue. I don't experience cramping or issues or problems with my stomach after doing a water cut. But I'm also careful. I should. probably mentioned that if anyone listening and are thinking about doing this, please make sure you're not doing it alone, first of all, and then also having support from someone that actually knows what they're doing.
Okay. Well, apparently I don't. Which is why I was recommending an IV. But even on a day-to-day basis, I think there's a lot of benefit from one of those bags. Maybe I need to hit up Glenn again. I need to get my weekly dose just to keep up with work.
Probably it would be good for you. You're working so much and sleeping so little, so that for you it would definitely not be a bad idea.
Yeah, I did a full blood panel test with everything under the sun, and I'm severely lacking on multiple vitamins and nutritional deficiencies because apparently when you don't sleep very well, everything goes through the crack.
Yeah, it's the only thing I prioritize that I don't kind of budge out of. That's my sleep. Sleep is sacred. I need sleep because if you're going to train hard, you need to recover, and recovery comes during sleep. So that's the only thing I'm not like giving away. I can work really hard and I can do a lot of things, but sleep has to be priority.
I think I missed out one super chat. Anna, you're the best. Hope to see you soon.
Oh, Daniel.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah, there is a lot of now speaking a little bit more about being an event coordinator at one of our events. Yeah. Did I miss any of your responsibilities?
No, I take care of the VIPs when we are there. I do help with the merchandise. I make sure that when the athletes go on stage to actually compete, they have their microphones and they are ready. I'm making sure that they are lined up. That's kind of my job during the actual live broadcasting. I hand out trophies, as you know, or belts in this case. But then everything that people don't see is all that goes on behind the stage, all the messages I send to the athletes, the fact that they can actually ask me 1 million different questions, things that they need help with, things that they need support with. I'm trying my best to be everybody's mother and big sister. It's not always easy, but kind of that's my job during the competitions.
Now, tell us a little bit about some of your horror stories with some of the, while running the event. Like, what were some of the most stressful situations? And
when I'm not going to name any names, we're not going to out people. Sure, it's not nice. But there has been occasions when 5 minutes before the athlete is supposed to be on stage, they are still not in the venue. And then I can tell you, I'm losing my shit, spiraling and like thinking to myself, are they completely insane? We're starting in 5 minutes and you are not here. That's like, what is wrong with you kind of thing. Also, people that have gotten really, really sick, just the day before, and where they're needing like assistance with things, and it's been stressful. Or the times when people miss their flights, they're coming with connecting flights and maybe not used to flying or very tired while flying because they're cutting or something. They miss their flights, and then I'm supposed to fix it.
Yeah, we had several times like that, and those were definitely the more stressful time, for sure.
Worst part has been when they're not aware of like the rules in the country that they come to, for example, or that they don't having like visas or estas or whatever ready. Then it's like a little that I can't fix. I can fix a lot of things. I can buy new tickets and I can arrange for transportation, but I don't have any leverage over authorities.
Yeah, that is definitely one. I think sometimes I could see you very stressed out, is particularly with the athletes not being where they are when they're scheduled, partially because perhaps it was a language barrier at times.
Yeah.
And I could see you all flustered, but for the most part, most of them are actually all pretty good in sticking. So.
And I can also say that they really appreciate me. I get a lot of personal messages after every competition saying, thank you so much for the support, for all the help, for everything you do for us. And I do
including the VIPs. We actually have a few VIPs on the chat here. So they definitely can testify to your work ethic. And here is it's going to break many guys' heart here, right? It's going to break all their hearts because Anna's taken, like everybody knows, and boom, that guy, Tiberio. Is it Tiberio?
Yeah, this is my
Tiberio.
man.
Yeah,
So
he's
sorry guys
a
for anyone
fantastic
interested.
guy.
Sorry, this is my man.
I've worked closely with him,
Yeah.
and he's one of those guys where you can throw a lot of things at him, and sometimes maybe more than he can handle,
Yeah.
but he doesn't like fight you on it. He'll just, okay, I'm very busy, but I'll take care of it. You know, that kind of mentality versus like, I'm busy, just don't talk to me, get out of my face, right? No, he's a guy who's like, I'm swamped, but I'll figure it out, right?
The thing with TV is he is very well planned. He always has a plan for everything. He always thinks things through. He lives with me partly where I'm like, when there's a problem, and he's more like, okay, let's sit down, take a deep breath, and think it through. He is also one of those that tells me that I should not let what other people think about me affect me. I get a lot of hate online. It's that's how it is to be a woman in this sport and in strength sport in general. But he's like, why do you care? They don't know you. They don't know who you are. They don't know what you can do. So stop engaging or stop just thinking about it. He says, my value and worth doesn't come from what they think about me. He's an
People
amazing
hate
person.
you.
Yeah. Oh, I get a lot of hate.
What?
Yeah.
Why? Because they're jealous.
I think
That's
it's
part of
jealousy.
what it is. That's part.
I think
What I've really realized, that a lot of the hate comes from jealousy. Like, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's mostly jealousy, actually. And also a bit like they don't understand. Probably cultural differences and stuff that, or they think that they have access to me because I'm a public person. I have an open Instagram account, for example, and I get some nasty comments there once in a while that I actually just delete because it's my prerogative. It's my social media. I can do with it whatever I like. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. That's whatever.
Yeah.
People are jealous because you get stuff like these.
Yeah. That's probably the most problematic thing for them.
Yeah.
This
one was the tournament.
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit more. It's assuming that I'm pretty sure that those are gold, right?
Yes, it's 2 golds. After having 3 days of 3 hours of sleep every night, I actually decided I wanted to compete, and well, this is the result of not sleeping.
Left and right.
Yeah.
Left and right. And I actually missed this picture. What's so significant about this picture? The Grand Canyon?
I think we're stuck.
You're stuck?
I can only see myself on the strongest arm on earth still. That's why I'm...
How about this one? Is it updated? It's a picture of you in the Grand Canyon.
Yeah. That is when I was at my absolute heaviest, 121 or 122 kilos. And it's a turning point for me. It's fortunate we can't see it, but it's a turning point for me where I decided that I needed to change my life. I'm happy for losing the weight. It's made my life a lot easier. And that's also probably what's made me a world champion. I wouldn't make it in the heavy women category. Or the open category, if you want to call it that.
Yeah. Wow. There, it's really fascinating because most of the time, people don't realize how much effort and dedication and sacrifice it is to become a world champion.
No.
And it's not an easy path. It's not a path that most would take. Like, honestly speaking, if it was easy, then everybody would have done it.
Yeah.
Right. And what I really appreciate is that most people actually don't realize who you are. I'm glad that, and you were one of the first few that I had in mind. Like, oh, I gotta bring Anna to the podcast sometime. Like, too many people have only known her as the person to call if their hotel rooms are messed up, or their flights have.
Or their flight is delayed.
Right. But they need to know that she's a very respected arm wrestler. more than anything else, to be honest. So I would like to thank you for coming on the show and sharing with us all your history and your thought process, especially a lot of very personal things like the pictures you shared and how
Yeah.
open you are. And I think that's what makes you human. And I hope many people, especially people who will watch this later, that they can understand who you are better. And the next time, if you guys see her at any EVW events, say hi to her and tell her that you're not going to mess with her because she'll probably beat you up or lift you, I guess.
Don't be a stranger. Come and say hi if you see me at the event. I would love to say hi and get to know you better.
Yeah. So with that, thank you, Anna Gronlund. Did I pronounce it right? Gronlund.
Yeah.
And have a good day, everybody. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Dexter. Have a good
Thanks.
day. Bye.